test. Gotta see how loudly I can talk.
Hi, hello, welcome.
Smile like that.
It's a regular smile.
It's crystal clear, we never figured the struggle straight along the way, but having you by my side makes everything okay. We're watching video clips of all types of shits, laughing out loud, we really hate this crowd, and we don't know where to go, hopefully take it slow. Lots of hustler minds will reject the decline, our approach to life and that, well that's just fine. We wanna let others live because it's none of our business. We press your chest upon our mess. There's so many minds, hey, I'd like to align. See beyond this place, we want a part of this race. We do what we can, you better tap out, man. You're about to pass out or get a pick for the cloud. Why is it so hard out here? They made it so weird. Try to stay woke and humble and joke. It's f***ing hard out here.
Hi, welcome back to It's Hard Out Here. I'm Karen Ayala.
I'm Joel Morales. It's 8:22 in the morning.
Which isn't that early, but we woke up at
Oh, it's not that early?
6:40. I think for regular people, they're like, okay.
How do people sleep for like... No, how do people get up like at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning and they're just like fine, it seems like.
They go to bed at like 8 or 9.
Oh, that's true. We don't have that privilege.
No.
Or we don't have that opportunity because we're at work.
Yeah.
I always forget about that.
The soonest we can get to bed is like 11-ish.
You know, I wonder if that's like not good for us and we should probably try to get schedules that are more like normal to the
Sleep cycle?
sun cycle. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Where it's like sunrise, sundown.
I definitely think yes. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that bad, except whenever you have to wake up and do things.
Yeah.
Or you want to wake up and do things.
But if we get to bed like as soon as we get home, which is never possible because now there's always something to do,
Yeah.
it might be okay.
Yeah.
But you have to get to bed like immediately.
Yeah, but then what if you don't like fall asleep on time and you are tossing and turning and then you just don't get enough sleep?
That can happen no matter what time you go to bed though. That stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I mean, yeah, for sure. But I'm saying, like, we don't have enough space to, like, allow that because we go to bed late. We try to wake up.
I don't think anyone does.
Yeah.
Because if you try to go to bed early, say 8 o'clock, stay up tossing and turning, they probably have to get up like at 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, so they lose sleep.
I mean, and we don't really, we have to, you have to absolutely get up by like 7 most days to get the one to school. And I have striking classes that I can go to. I try to get up for and I just can't most days, these days. It's just,
Yeah, rest is pretty important.
I'm too tired. And then the next class is wrestling. And wrestling's brutal, man.
Yeah, that's
Takes
tough.
its toll on you.
It's hard work for sure.
Yeah. It's good though.
It is.
But it's kind of like an awkward time. Just because like you're getting the morning going and then feels like there's other things that you can get done, you know? I don't know. It's all a matter of just like time management, really.
Yeah, prioritizing.
Yeah.
If we don't meal prep or anything like that, kind of just go day by day.
Yeah. I'd like to do more of that, I think. I had a really good time with the rice and chicken that I made.
Well, I guess you can do it with that stuff, but like I don't like doing that with beef. I don't like cooking beef and then letting it sit for more than like 2 days.
No.
You know?
I guess luckily I can take my beef to work and just make it there.
This is such low energy. This is going to be a boring ass episode.
Yeah. Nobody watches these anyway. Nobody watches like the ones where it's just us two. Which is really funny.
What if we talk about something spicy?
All right.
Yeah.
What's spicy?
I don't know. I was like almost gonna jump to it, but then I was like, I don't know if I want to talk about that stuff.
What was it then?
I'm not gonna say, because I just
won't
said I
talk
don't want to
about
talk about it.
I want to talk about it. I just
No.
want to know subject matter.
What jobs allow you to have like a great schedule? None, huh? They don't exist,
My
right?
mom says teaching.
I mean, that's okay, but look what you have to deal with, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, kids have always been like difficult, but nowadays it seems like they are really difficult. Like they are mean, they are nasty, they are violent. Like I don't know what y'all are doing to them out there. Anyone who's watching this probably doesn't like neglect their kids. Honestly.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, but like I'm sorry, some of these kids are just like, it's like they're feral. Like they
Yeah,
have
it
no
sucks.
guidance.
Yeah, no guidance, no care. But it's not their fault, and it's not, I don't know, it's society. It's because we're struggling.
Yeah, but even then, you can only use that excuse for so long, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's obviously a problem. Like if people just acknowledge like, hey, this isn't good, like I'm not happy, maybe I should try to fix it, you know?
Sometimes you can't. Like getting a job where they're able to devote that time.
But even then, like you hardly get to spend time with the kids, but they're doing all right.
Yeah. But I spent a lot of time with him, before.
But was that time like good?
I mean, it was okay. Our relationship was good. And like we were very close and open about things, but it was difficult, yeah, for sure.
And not only that, I mean, I've heard the way that it's been slightly corrected in the last couple of years since I've been around.
Yeah.
But the way that they treat you and talk to you is not like acceptable, you know?
No.
So
It took a while to like redo the damage that had been done or like to correct it. It's still in progress.
yeah, for sure.
It definitely helps that they see somebody treat me with respect.
Yeah.
That really changes their perspective on me.
Yeah, it's horrible, man. And then I was just thinking as I was washing the dishes earlier, like there was times where they even like disrespected me. Like, you know, I was just like, what? Like, where do you come off like calling me that? You know,
Yeah.
Like, you do not do that.
Yeah, that was embarrassing, for sure.
I was like, wow, I'm gonna smack a kid. I choose violence. Violence chooses me.
Yeah, I bet. Chooses everyone.
It's in our nature. We're violent animals.
I guess.
But yeah, like I just, that's what like your first instinct is to go down that road. Well, mine at least. I'm just like, wow, I'm gonna hit somebody.
I think that's an issue where you have to control yourself. You have to be
And
able
I
to
did.
control your emotions. I know.
And I have.
And yeah, well, I mean, how often do you feel that where you're like, oh my God, I'm about to beat a kid?
Anytime I'm around kids.
Oh my God. I think there's just something wrong with you.
No, you know what? I really don't think so. I think if anyone gets treated that way, it's gonna be like, wow, I'm gonna smack the crap out of you.
No, I think that's a very common thing where it's just like, I'm just going to beat that thing to stop. But
Yeah.
it doesn't work all the time.
It works, it's just not good. Like, it's not a healthy way to handle it, obviously, because
Yeah.
it just, like, perpetuates that cycle of violence. It's like, oh, this is how we handle it. This is what you do when you come across someone like that. Yeah.
Which I think about people that have like freakouts out in public and
Exactly.
stuff. I bet that they've gotten a beating.
Yeah, of course. And then
And look how they still act.
they typically have to be restrained, if you're not gonna like hit them or whatever. And like it's great when you see like well-trained people usually have like jiu-jitsu or wrestling type of knowledge or skill, and they just control people and they're calm and they're just like, okay, no, you're not doing this. Like, stop. You have to stop, right? Like, And then there's like those justice videos where this dude was, I think, actively caught sexually harassing a woman or whatever, and this like 10th Planet player.
Shut up.
Yeah, it
didn't know
was
about
viral for a little bit. He had his back, and he had him in a rear naked choke, but then he was also like hitting him because he was so upset with him.
Oh.
You remember that?
Oh,
And he was
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah,
controlling
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna wait here till the cops get here, dude. But he like, hit him, and then he was like freaking out. He's like, help me.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. I mean,
do remember that one.
I don't know how else you correct people like that, other than putting them in those situations
Well,
where they
you-
feel completely vulnerable and helpless.
Yeah, you do it. Restraining them is definitely a thing. But I feel like even after that, like they didn't get humbled, they didn't, some people don't.
I think
a
after that,
lesson.
if they get the right guidance,
Yeah.
they can correct course. It's like, hey, look, like, I mean, that's a big part of the game, right? When you go train, like, and you do like active, what is it, like live resistance training type stuff. You're just like, whoa, like anybody can like do damage, really. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
And you just have like a slightly upper hand. Your chances are a little bit better if you're like a little trained or well trained, But like anything can happen at any moment. Like anyone can get caught,
For sure.
But I think if you like humble someone in that instance and then follow up with like proper guidance, I think like there's potential for that.
Maybe.
It's like psychedelic therapy. Like you get the therapy session, but that's it. That's all that work stays there unless you actively work on it after the fact and you continue to put in the work. Like you continue to put in whatever practices and then I'd say mantras or like, sayings or affirmations or whatever that you want to put in place that like help correct your behavior, or your thoughts and whatnot.
It's not just a substance.
Yeah, it's not just that one instance that's going to cure you or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, well, nothing really works like that. You have to put in the aftercare.
Work. Yeah. Your favorite.
Buzzword. I'm just really into aftercare.
That's so nice of you.
I like
Compassionate being.
enthusiastic consent. You just ask me. It can be super sexy if you just ask me.
Yeah. That was funny. It's a good time.
That went on for so long.
Yeah.
And then it just went nowhere because we both got very annoyed by that. Like, well, it can be sexy to ask. And it's like, we just said we're not into that.
That's
and
not
you're
our
still
thing.
like pushing for it.
Yeah. Like, I said no. No means no.
Yeah, isn't that funny how sometimes like even the most like, I don't know, PC or like consent-based or
Active
whatever
people.
type of people, will still unknowingly be very
Push,
like aggressive and won't take like a no or something.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, dude, you're like pushing my boundaries now. I did not realize that.
I think it's because they don't get told no a lot and then they don't realize that they're like being aggressors.
Yeah, because they're in echo chambers. They're surrounded by yes people. Like, yes, that's what we do. Yes, yes. It's like, God, you guys need a reality check.
It's good to see that some people are talking about how toxic that is. Not a lot.
Not a lot, yeah.
Not
I mean,
a
there's
lot.
so many different like echo chambers now, online especially. So it's really, it's kind of going back to the way things were, where everyone just sort of like kept to themselves type of, Yeah. I mean, you still have very loud folks, loud people, or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Jesus, someone just dropped a Nazi or a swastika banner down on one of the bridges over 35 the other day.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I was like, whoa.
Was that here in Austin? I think there was some in Houston, too.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
I know. Can you imagine just being like any person of color and like seeing that and like the discomfort you might feel like, whoa. Well, at least someone who's not like violent or like a fighter or whatever, someone who's just like a regular like passive person, and then they see that just like, what? That must be devastating.
Yeah, I would feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, how do you feel safe when like that's just happening.
Yeah, that's so terrible. I remember getting like really nervous when those like tiki torch frat boy Nazis were marching or whatever. I was like, oh my God, these people do exist. Like they are still here. Whoa, like that's scary. And then I saw another video, and these are like completely two separate occasions, but I saw another video of like these white supremacist, like militant group actively or like doing like live training, like fighting training and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, if this like spreads, then it could be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of is a problem already.
Yeah,
because like
that's
it's
true.
occurring and it is definitely spreading. We don't know how fast or like how widespread it is, but
Yeah, it's weird.
it's here. It's what the fudge.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to edit that out.
I said fudge.
Yeah, that wasn't the first one you said though. That wasn't the first
It's
version you used.
What the fudge?
Yeah, okay. Well, explain that to YouTube.
YouTube doesn't care.
Now, they do care apparently, but you can get away with like crazy stuff, but you can't use these words.
Yeah, because I'm not saying it educationally.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh? I mean, that guy put up his freaking butthole on YouTube when he was educating people how to use Nair.
And he was. It
That
was
was
so
hilarious.
thorough.
It's pretty funny. He was like puckering and everything. He was like,
That is a great reenactment of that video.
yeah, I know. I've known for a while that I can make my lips look like a butthole.
Isn't that something everyone can do?
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I'm
not gonna
Let's
try.
it. Yeah.
No.
Try it. It's funny trying to see people go do this. Because some people's lips are so small. They're
Mine
like,
are small.
nope.
Yeah. No, mine are too small. Those are perfect. Perfect sized butthole lips.
It helps because I can really round it out,
Yeah.
you know?
That is good.
Yeah.
Make an actual like
There's
circle.
so much fluff, yeah. Yours were still kind of like lip shaped.
You're actively doing that? Making a circle?
Isn't it weird how some people, I mean, I don't know how many buttholes you've seen, but they have like weird like tags, like skin tags or something, or like
Yeah.
folds on them.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the hell is that? You
It's
don't
a
know.
butthole.
You don't know if it's like a hemorrhoid or something, or,
Oh yeah, for
or
sure.
it's just like a fold
Does this hurt?
or a flap or whatever, yeah. Such a weird place, part of the body.
Yeah. Bodies are weird in general.
Ew. Oh,
Also, my bad to the 20 people that do watch the episodes where it's just us. You're
Yeah, that's
not no
rude,
one.
dude.
I'm sorry. I've been
That's
thinking
so
about you
rude.
since I said nobody watches this.
so inconsiderate.
Because y'all are our favorites. You're the loyals. So, thank you.
The loyals.
Yeah.
The real ones.
Yeah, for real.
Real recognize real. Oh, that's something I wanted to talk about is we haven't been able to put out anything really because
Yeah.
it's just been so crazy and
Yeah.
like scheduling's been difficult and
Yeah, Christmas,
We
the
just
New
have a lot
Year.
going on, yeah.
I only have every other Sunday to like do sit-down interviews.
If that, dude, because sometimes you get random.
Sometimes I have to
days
work
scheduled, yeah.
Sundays constantly.
I mean, then that's what comes with like working in the service industry for sure. Just complete chaos. Ugh.
You know what's funny is I was walking around the area where the restaurant's at, and we're doing this gift card exchange or whatever, and I'd go in and I have to talk to like the GM or the manager.
Oh, yeah.
And so I ask, and it's like the weekend because I'm working, and they're like, oh, they're not here on the weekends. And I'm like, what? What kind of life is that? Your GM, your manager is not there on the weekends?
Yeah.
That's like the biggest days for business. And they were doing just
Oh,
fine.
yeah, that's true, huh? Yeah, for restaurants. That's interesting. That's nice.
Yes, it is. I have, I agree with that because it's like if you created a team that is capable, then it shouldn't matter how much business you have. They should be able to to take care of it. If you scheduled correctly, if you are in communication with your team, like, they should be able to handle it. And like, I have full confidence in my team. So
Yeah.
it's like, let me
Well,
be
that's
off.
That's good.
Yeah, but no, I gotta be there. Also, I kind of sometimes, like, I need to be there so I can make sure it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it is going the way I thought it would go.
Is that good or bad?
It's like, it's good and bad.
The way you thought it would go?
Wait, what?
Did you think it was going to go bad, or did you think it was going to go good? When you said, oh, that went the way that I thought it was going to go. Or that, okay, it is going the way that I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad because it's like, well, I don't have to be there. But it's good because then I'm like, not vindicated, validated
About what?
about knowing that my team's doing well.
Oh, okay.
But I also kind of like, I guess it's like FOMO, fear of missing out, where I'm like, "Ah, I just want to make sure that the customers are doing well. And
Oh.
that everyone's...
Man, customers. I hate customers. I hated customer service. It's the worst. People are the worst when it comes to stuff like that. At least in my experience.
Yeah, for sure. But I kind of love it because it's like, I get to just like, you're coming to me and I'm going to take care of you and I'm going to do great. And I
Ooh.
love that. I really take that kill 'em with kindness thing to heart. Like, especially if they're rude and like bad, just are bad customers. And I love being incredibly nice.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah, because
I
it
need-
makes everybody else feel bad.
I need justice. No. And you'd be like, okay, well, I'm done with you. Just walk away. This is absurd. I'd be like,
Well, you
sorry.
could always be like, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Go have your fit somewhere
I need
else.
to leave.
Nobody cares here.
I had one instance of a drunk person like smacking the host stand.
Oh, drunk people are different, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That stuff is so infuriating. I think it's so hilarious how that, like, we can just openly talk about alcohol consumption at work, but we can't talk about, like, smoking pot or doing mushrooms or taking acid or taking
Well, you can't. I can.
MDMA or whatever else, you know? You can't talk about that stuff in front of the customers.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Unless they're regulars. If they're regulars and they've been there for a while, then yeah, I can
Sure.
openly talk to them. 'cause
But
they're all
anyone, you can be like, oh yeah, I had a little bit too much to drink, you know, and I
yeah.
had to call an Uber.
It was totally
or
normal.
Had to call my friend to come pick me up. We know one of those nights. Oh, I bet you the next morning wasn't fun. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I hate that.
You know how it's like completely
so much.
normalized. It's like, wow. You're like
Oh, I can't drink wine. It gives me a hangover.
actively getting like crummy, for lack of a better word, because we can't curse on YouTube. You know, and then like at a place where you're supposed to present yourself as like very proper and well put together, you know, and you got this or whatever. I don't know. And then
I was
you're
actually
just, like,
hugging the toilet last
you're
night.
just like, yeah, I
just,
got
like,
sloppy.
barfing.
Oh man, it was such a blast. And it's like, yeah, it was. I get it. It's fun, absolutely. But I just think it's so like ridiculous that, and what's the word I'm looking for? Like hypocritical that we can like talk about that, but we can't talk about like, yeah, I got so baked and just like sat on my couch and started watching these conspiracy theory documentaries, and I was freaking out because that's not what I do.
Can you do that with like coworkers? Can you say that with coworkers?
I don't, because
you
I don't
could.
trust people.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know who's gonna say what.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. I let them in on very little about my more non-traditional, conventional life or practices.
Yeah.
My choices. Yeah.
Yeah.
I barely touch on that, so I don't go into detail or anything, you know? Very, very little. And it's only a select few that I will share that kind of stuff with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or let's say not even a few, it's like 2.
People you've known for a while.
Yeah, my friend doesn't count because he's been my friend for a while. So
Was he one of the two?
no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't including him.
Nice. That's funny. I was thinking you were including that one as one of the two.
I don't see him as a coworker.
Yeah, so that's just one of your best buds.
Yeah. I just forget. It's like, oh yeah, we work together. It's funny, yeah, I do like somehow forget, or I just don't acknowledge like, oh yeah, we work together. Just because we really don't work together. We're on 2 different shifts.
Yeah, it is different. I don't spend the hours together. You'll just work at the same place.
But anyways, I want to get back to like, yeah, it's been difficult to put anything out, any sort of content, and haven't even been like active on Instagram really.
Yeah,
You know, like
not
on my
really.
personal page or
Yeah.
the podcast page. It's just like, whew, I don't know how people do it.
Dude, I mean, well, our guest, Rocio, she's freaking killing it, like constant content. I think even putting the 2 reels that I did do, like right around Christmas time, I was like, dang, all right, I got that done. And I had planned to like do so much more and I didn't.
Yeah, because it is work no matter what. Like you do have to like be very consistent with it and just set the time aside for it and put in that time.
I've been posting every day for work though. And
Oh, that's
that, it takes,
Yeah, so that's like that, yeah.
it takes so much. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, it's so funny. And then like my phone's been slowing down
Oh, yeah.
and the Instagram's being all weird. Like
It is
won't
weird.
let you access your photos anymore. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
It happened to me again yesterday whenever
Yeah.
I was trying to make a reel for work, and it was just like, I just made this and it's not right there.
Yeah, and you can't like, if you want to put like multiple videos or photos, you can't access them. Like you can only do the one that you have to share directly from your gallery or whatever. It's just like, why is this happening?
Yeah, and it's like, how am I supposed to use this program, which y'all obviously favor the people that like edit in your program, but I can't edit in your program.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
thankfully
terrible.
InShot hasn't crapped out like that. I can still use multiple things for it.
Yeah,
So I just have to, put it all on there,
that's a classic.
edit it through there, and then throw it on the gram.
Yeah.
And the YouTube editor is also like slowed down a bunch.
No way.
Or yeah, I don't know if that's just my phone.
I think it might
or-
be just your phone. Well, how's it? You don't edit on the Mac with YouTube?
No, that's the thing. I was like, I'm not probably gonna have to start using just the laptop for these things.
Yeah.
And can't rely on my phone anymore. But like on the YouTube editor, it would like freeze a lot, and it would just take a really long time to load up and pop up, and then I would like lose some edits if it like freezes too long, and then it like saves as a draft, but it saves like 3-4 cuts before that, where I had actually stopped, and or at least where I got cut off because it wouldn't load or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I mean InShot's been pretty reliable though. So shout out InShot, good job.
Yeah, I do like them. Canva's another one that I use for work.
Yeah.
That one treats me well.
Canva's been good too. But yeah, these like other apps have just, I don't know, at least in my experience, they've been crashing. It's like, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, I get nervous to make reels in
Yeah.
Instagram because I'm just like, it's gonna go away. I'm sorry. I like our beep sound. Maybe I just want to hear the beep sound.
But it's a lot of work for me.
I'm sorry. Makes you like-
I had to go back 3 times, and nothing against our guest, but I was just like realizing like, oh man, I keep missing them, because it is normal for me to just use that speech and then hear that speech, and I don't think twice about it. But I had to go back
nothing
like
wrong
3
with it.
times, and I missed like several moments where it's just like,
Really?
yeah, just like a whatever, a curse word
Yeah.
here and a curse word there, and I was like, ah, dang, man. I was like, I've been here the whole time, like just watching it all, or listening to it all the way through, and like, yeah, I missed them. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I only caught them. I don't even know how I catch them, honestly.
I guess you have to really focus on it, huh?
Yeah, and that's hard for me to do, because
You're like,
Like,
oh, I got to do something
there's
else.
like, yeah, there's other things I can be doing while it's just like playing in the background. I can like be listening to it, It's- yeah. But for this last one, I didn't have to do too many like, I didn't have to do any like video editing, like actual video editing, or like
Slicing
image
things in,
editing or anything
adding
like that.
things.
Yeah, it was just a great interview. It was like,
Did just start to finish.
thorough, straightforward, and
Yeah.
so
I did like that interview. It was good information.
yeah, it went really well, and it was like very concise too. With the
Hey.
amount of time that we got it done in, that was great. Yeah. So we need to practice on making sure that sort of happens every time.
Yeah.
Because it's hard too. It is just talking, and it's so much easier when it's like your friends.
Yes.
Like the ones that we had with the friends, and like those flew by, and those are so easy just to like talk about random things, And it's when we're not as familiar with the guest, it's a little bit more difficult, a little bit more work for sure, and you have to make it very engaging and enticing.
For sure. Well, one thing about that, people that I don't know, is that I get to ask questions that I'm like actually curious about.
Yeah,
So
that is
that's
helpful for sure.
I guess that's the easiest part.
Yeah, our next 2 guests should be pretty interesting. I'm excited about those, just to put in that type of work. And it's like, because like we don't really know them that well, so
Yeah.
that'll be good.
Just in proximity.
Yeah, yeah. So it'll be fun and exciting. And I have reached out to some people, and they just like didn't respond. So that was interesting. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, you could have just said no. That's fine too,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm fine with that. I do well with accepting no's, especially from people that I'm like asking favors for. Like, no, I can't do that. Oh, okay, yeah.
Just leave you on red.
Yeah.
Oh, well, my bad. Dang. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Now I feel like, oh, should I have not had asked that or something? Like, was that rude? Like, I'm not trying to exploit anybody. I'm just,
Is that what? Are we exploiting you? Are we exploiting people?
I don't know. I just worry about that because it's such a big issue with so many folks.
Yeah.
Like, you just want to use me. And it's like, well, I mean,
I guess so.
like fundamentally, we kind of all use each other.
Yeah.
If you really want to get down to it.
But also, don't you want to share about yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess people don't.
Nah, definitely not. Yeah, there's definitely people out there that don't care to share themselves with the world. But at the same time, they are sharing themselves because I'm like reaching out through Instagram, and that's all Instagram is like, hey, you're putting yourself out there for people to see. But also, I don't know, we don't have to get personal on the show or anything either. We can keep it very, surface level, superficial.
Well, maybe their Instagram page was private. Was it private? And then you just follow them because you're a friend? And
Oh,
then,
I don't know because I follow them, so I don't know if it's private or not.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't remember about whenever you added them?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
Who remembers that stuff? I'm just kidding.
Sometimes I do.
Oh yeah, good.
I'm trying to think of like people. I was like, do I remember people that were actually on private? Not too much. Excuse me.
Yeah, no, definitely not. That's not something I keep track of.
No.
I don't know.
I only notice it when whenever I go to unfollow someone, they're like, you'll have to request again. And I'm like, oh, well, crap.
Yeah, that's always awkward and uncomfortable because I have requested again.
Really? Sorry about that.
Yeah. I was following Eddie Bravo at one point, and I had. Oh no, I think that's because I got a new account. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did have Eddie Bravo as a friend because he's private and accepted me like back when.
Yeah.
And then I remember hearing him talk about how like, dude, like I'm not accepting any more followers. Like I'm done because I get flagged and then I get shut out of my account. I can't post anything. And
Yeah.
so then he stopped accepting followers, but I saw that he will still accept like 10th Planet, players.
Yeah.
And I thought I could get in, but he hasn't accepted my request.
I hate that because he accepted mine.
Yeah, I know. He accepted yours right away. And I'm like, it's because you're a girl, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Like 100%.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And that's fine. Like, I get it. But it also, like, I'm like, damn.
That hurts my feelings.
Sucks. I can't get in.
Yeah, you should redo it. Like, undo it and redo it.
I have.
You have?
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool. It's whatever. Like, it's no big deal.
Eddie Bravo, where were your children? Let us
Whoa,
follow
dude.
you.
Don't go that far. That's creepy.
I saw your shock. That was so awesome. I just mean
That's
we're,
weird. He's
we're
just a
his
dude.
students.
He's just like a funny dude, too.
That's funny.
He's a weird guy.
Oh, and that reminds me, I do need to share a post of his with you so that way you can see it because it was funny.
Oh. Okay. Well, thanks for letting everyone else know too.
I don't remember
Thanks
it.
for letting the 20 people that watch these. Thanks, guys.
We love you.
That's awesome. But I don't know. I really don't have anything else other than like it's been hard trying to get some stuff out because we've been
It's
so
always
busy.
hard. Everything we do is hard.
If you all know of any jobs, let us know. That pay well too.
Yes. They
Why is
have
it so hard to get like a good paying job, man?
Because minimum wage should be at like $30, but it's not.
Look at that. I ignited something in you. There it is.
It frustrates me. Well, because I'm actively looking all the time to try to find something, anything that's like worth it.
Yeah.
And they're just, it's like frustrating that the wages are just not there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder what it's like being a business owner and like not paying your employees, I don't know, at least like $25 an hour. Because even 25 is like barely getting by. Mm-hmm. You know, on a 40-hour work week.
As a single person, that will probably get you by.
Yeah.
If you manage your money well and maybe have a roommate. If you have a roommate, you're going to do just fine. But if you have your own place, it's going to be tight.
Yeah. Can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even making that much, I don't think. I might be close, but I'm like right there. And yeah, I'm essentially by myself, right? But yeah, it's still tight. And like, I've never been a big spender anyways. I've always tried to be as frugal as possible. And like, I don't buy useless things most of the time, you know? Anything that I do get, I'm gonna be using quite regularly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna get rid of it. Cause I'm like, yeah, this is just taking up space.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I just threw that money away. God, but the amount of money that I've thrown away this last year because of silly things that happen.
Yeah.
You know? I can't remember what, but the more recent one was I bought some tickets to an event that were not used.
That was upsetting.
That was very upsetting.
Yeah.
That's, and sometimes you just gotta crack down now and be like, cool, you're staying, we're going to this thing. What, you guys can't just leave? I'm like, no, yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going through this whole frickin' debate with you about why it's gonna be okay, or consider like, well, then maybe you can come with us, and then have to worry about you coming with us and then taking care of your every single need while you're there while I'm just trying to enjoy the show.
It's hard being a parent.
Dude, I'm convinced it's because I got them late.
No, those are all things that I'm feeling as well.
Yeah, but you,
It also,
I would have been way different.
It's easier for me because, I don't know, I guess I'm used to things like that.
Yeah, but even then, like, I would have been very different bringing them up.
Yeah, for sure,
I would
obviously.
I would have implemented these things from the beginning.
Yeah, you also, well, apparently you would have been violent, so I don't know if you wouldn't have been abusive.
I would have hit somebody. No, of course I wouldn't hit any child. I would not do that. My God. Even like 10 years ago, I already knew, like, okay, yeah, you can't freaking, I'm way before that. It's like, yeah, it's not right to hit kids. You need to find other ways to, like, discipline. You need to talk to them. And for as long as I can remember, I've been an advocate for just, like, talking to them like people.
Yes, exactly.
And then
It works so well.
Well, they can come to find if you get them later on and they've already have, like, you know, a certain understanding of the world. It's just like, whoa, dude. Like, I am trying to explain this to you and you are being mean. You're being a jerk.
Yeah.
But see, if I don't know. I'm convinced. Obviously, I don't know because I can't go through it. But yeah, like if I had them since they were babies, it would have been very different. We would have been like going camping regularly.
Yeah.
We would have been outside all the time. Like, and they would be used to that. And now you can't get them to do that stuff. Like, it's so hard for them.
Yeah, you can't. You have to prepare. Like, you definitely have to let them know so much more in advance.
I know, and even with that, it's still hard.
Describe everything that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every little detail, and you're just like, oh, dude, like, you need to just relax. Like, why can't you just be? Like, you're a kid. You don't have to worry about it.
Because they're not accustomed
Just
to
be.
it. Because they grew up super sheltered and
You just need to tell them that.
traumatized. So it's like,
Well, that was a big one the other day when we went to the grocery store and we hadn't even been gone for an hour. They're like, hey, you guys coming back soon? Where you been? It's been a long time. It's like, no, it hasn't been a long time.
We just got to the store.
And hey, you need to stop worrying so much about this. This is a normal, everyday thing that people do. They go out, they run errands, and then they come back home. Like, you have nothing to worry about. You're freaking out about something that's never happened, and you're freaking out about something that hasn't happened. You're freaking out about nothing. Like, you're making stuff up in your head.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand the fear, sure, but like, I try to tell them that it's like, you'll know if something bad has happened.
Yeah.
And you can't worry about it unless that has happened.
Yeah, and
There's nothing to worry about.
I told them something like, if we're gone for like 5-6 hours and you haven't heard from us, then okay, maybe it's time to start worrying. But like until then, like just chill, just chill
Like, are we ever
out.
not communicating with you? We are so good with communicating with you.
But it's just so frustrating. And then I worry that behavior is going to translate into their adult lives and they're going to be like keeping tabs on people like in a toxic manner.
That's why we tell them that it's like, that's not good. It's controlling. It's not okay to treat people like that. It's a lot of pressure. Doesn't make people feel good.
Yeah, it's like restraining. It's, it's just like, whoa, what are you, you're not like my keeper. Like, chill out,
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely behavior that they've seen. And so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, their dad was always keeping tabs on you, huh? Like, constantly.
Yeah, it was constant. It was like minutes. If I ever left the house, it was minutes.
God,
minute by
that's
minute.
so disgusting, dude. That really, that upsets me.
Yeah.
It does. I'm sorry. You can't do that to people. You can't. Like, you're an adult. You should know better than that. Like, you can't keep tabs on someone every minute of every day. Like, no matter who they are, you have to give people their freedom and their space.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But when you're an abusive person, then they have no idea. They're not going to do that.
But then they don't see that as abuse.
Of course not.
It's crazy. They're just like, what? No, this is normal. I'm concerned about them. I'm worried about them. It's like, are you though? Because it's like you're just getting mad at them.
Yeah, like why? Yeah, exactly. And they'll be mad that you're not in contact with them. Like, why can't you just be sending me a text? Why can't you just da 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 da? Yeah.
That is
was so much.
That's so strange. And like, I think everyone experiences that a little bit. Maybe not. No, I think that's an exaggeration. A lot of people experience that just a little bit. Some people, that's like their entire being. But yeah, I think a lot of people do it. Like, I've definitely had those moments where I'm just like, whoa, where are you going? Like, what's going on? I haven't heard from you. Like, what's happening, And I just have to remind myself, like, whoa, you need to chill out, dude.
Yeah.
Like, just relax. They're out with somebody or they're doing stuff. Like, it's okay,
Yeah.
And there are times to worry where it's like, hey, I know you were on your way home and haven't heard from you. You're not here yet. Like, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Like that would be a good time to worry.
That's a reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were on your way home. Is there traffic? Like, what's happening? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But even then, it's like, yeah, you kind of just still have to wait. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I try to always put myself back in childhood and I'm like, was I that way? Did I always worry about like where my parents were, And I can't for the life of me remember any time that I was.
Yeah, I always trusted that things were going to be okay.
Yeah.
And that I would see them eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or find out something eventually.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You know, sometimes they're not okay but then you find out later. It's like, oh, dang. All right. Well, that sucks. And then you have to deal with that trauma.
Yeah, but a lot of time I just got dragged to wherever we were going.
Yeah.
Dragged to.
Yeah, it's like we're going. It's like, okay.
You had no choice.
Yeah.
And like they get the freedom to just be at home doing whatever they want.
Yeah.
Which they enjoy much more.
Yeah, for real. It's like you don't want to come to this. You don't. Like, I would love it if you could come and enjoy it, but you're not going to. Like, just stay home.
Yeah.
Just let us go enjoy the things.
Yeah. I think it was a recent event too where it was like, I guess it would have been better if I had stayed home, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're here now, so enjoy it.
Well, not even that. It's like, now you got to put up with it. Like, I'm sorry that you're having a crappy time, but
Yeah.
that's you're not okay with like staying home when even though you stay home by yourself all the time and it's fine every single time and you still freak out and worry. I do remember being scared one time about because of lightning and thunder.
Oh.
There was a storm,
Yeah.
and I just heard like a crack of thunder that like I had never experienced before, and that scared the crap out of me, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, I was scared then. And I remember my dad's reaction too. I really didn't care though, because I always kind of felt like he was harder on us for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I was crying, and like as soon as I saw my parents pull up in the driveway, like I could go outside, and I'm just like crying, like, and then my dad gets out, and he's like, no, and he just like walks past me and goes inside, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, Mom, and my mom got me, of course, you know. I'm like, yeah.
Oh.
I didn't understand it then. I get it now. I do. Yeah, I get my dad's reaction. I'm not saying that was the right reaction.
Yeah, okay.
But like I understand where he's coming from now. Because it's like, dude, there's nothing to worry about. What are you crying for? What are you crying for? Like, it's just thunder.
Yeah.
Relax. But you know, it's like a little kid. You don't know that.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah. But yeah, you can just like be there, be like, hey, it's okay. Like, stop. You're fine. It's just thunder. It's normal. But he didn't even do that. He was just like, no. And he just like walked inside. I'm like, yeah, dang, all right. That's cool.
And then your mom was like, oh, it's okay.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it was cheaply.
Yeah. That's good. Now look at you.
You know, I recently heard from one of my parentals. I'm not going to say which one, but if one of them ever sees this, they'll know. But that because I was always very quiet and reserved and shy as a kid, and would keep to myself, so I was like well behaved because I was just like not a problem for anybody. You know,
Yeah.
I was just like always taking care of myself. Of course, if I needed anything, I would go to somebody, but I was always just plain, you know, didn't really have like a lot of chores. They weren't like really enforced on me. And apparently like some of my aunts and uncles would like talk smack about me. Yeah, or like about how they were like raising me.
Yeah.
You're like, you know, he's not gonna turn out well. He doesn't do anything. Like, he's not gonna be okay. You know, he's just always playing, and he's super shy and reserved, and he's not gonna be able to like go anywhere. You know, I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, that's wild.
I had no idea that they were saying that stuff about me.
Yeah, it was concern, right?
Maybe.
They were just looking out for you.
Maybe. The way that they told me that it was presented, it didn't seem like it was out of concern. It was more like they were just talking smack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that. But,
Yeah.
I mean, literally, look at you now.
What?
You're totally fine.
Kind of.
Okay, but it's not like what they were saying was actually right, you know? Or was it?
I don't know. I think they had it a little bit easier when it comes to finances. So that's not like comparable.
Yeah.
Comparable, you know, because like it's difficult for anyone to become a homeowner these days. Not anyone, but most people, a lot of people, you know.
Majority of people,
Yeah,
probably.
a lot of people. And people that do own homes typically are in a relationship and they've got the house together. There are a few select here and there, you know, individuals that are homeowners, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's like, for me, for whatever reason, that's like a marker of like success.
Owning a home?
Yeah.
A marker of success for me is having a washer and dryer.
Wow. Keep the standards
That's
high.
luxury.
Yeah. Okay.
To have that in your home, or even in your apartment, that's awesome.
I don't know why that one doesn't bother me. I think I've just gotten used to going to the washrooms now.
I mean, I love the washateria. Like, I love going and doing my laundry out there. But, like, having it made, laundry at home.
You know, I used to, when I first moved out on my own, I used to like doing that, but not anymore. It always made me feel like I was in a cool, like, New York movie or something, you know, like going to the washroom, washateria, just hanging out, being a person in the world, washing my clothes.
Or like a reality TV show or like a music video. And I was like, this is so cute.
Yeah, it was just more movies for me.
So aesthetic.
Those movies. Bam. I don't know. That's a random note to end on.
Yeah. Good luck to us. But yeah, if you know any jobs or that are paying well, we're building up our skills.
Well, we need to know
doing
what's your
different
skill
things.
set. What are your credentials?
Well, we're incredible.
What can you do for me?
at work?
I know, dude. That's what it comes out. It's like, hey, I'm a good worker. Like I
Yeah.
work.
I care
I
about the
don't-
things that I do.
Yeah. I don't go to the work or to the job and like just complain and like not do the work or like lag on doing the work. Like I
Yeah.
just go and get it done.
Yeah. I don't avoid it. I don't put it off.
Yeah.
Get things done.
It's weird.
Communication is great.
But apparently you need a degree for like high paying jobs. And it's just like,
Yeah.
freaking like a monkey can do most jobs out there, dude. Like honestly. And you learn the job on the job. Like, I don't
Seriously.
know what's so hard about that.
Yeah. Like you're going to be training me for this job,
Yeah.
right? Or are you expecting me to start
Yeah.
and just know the things?
Yeah. So weird.
I probably have to do it the way you want it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right?
I can learn.
You're still gonna have to do
I
it.
love learning. I'm so down to learn something new.
Like, remember that movie we just watched? Yeah, I've seen it before, but it was your first time watching it. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Yeah.
Where that high school girl gets a job
And
in
she
like
just
a
starts.
fashion industry. Or, it was for like factory workers, right? Or
Yeah, it was
or school uniforms. What was it?
uniforms.
Uniforms.
Uniforms and.
But it's still like fashion,
But it was
technically.
fashion, yeah.
But yeah, she gets this like high
Executive job.
high executive
Yeah.
job and then high paying.
Yeah.
And they're just like giving her like these reports. And they're like, here, you need to generate this report by whatever.
Yeah,
And then
and
she
just
gets
do
someone
it.
else to do it.
Yeah.
Because she has no clue how to go even start.
That movie is
like where to
wild.
begin.
Yeah.
And she gets away with it. She's like, what? She finds someone who just loves working so much. They're like, oh, I can do this report? Oh my God,
Yeah,
really?
thank you
Thanks
so much.
Dude, and that's when like computers were barely coming out. Like,
Yeah.
did you see like the printer, the what is it, the paper?
Yeah.
That they use. It's that old style where it has like the holes on the side.
yeah.
And the braille. And you just like rip
I
the
just
side.
associated that with data.
Yeah, I mean that's all it is, right? It's just like information
Yeah.
about like I mean that's anywhere,
That's
but
the
like
paper spreadsheet
It was just
stuff.
it was just so like first generation, I guess,
Yeah.
like computers, you know. I don't know how those reports were like even read or how they like manipulated them
old
on the
school stuff.
computer, you know, because now it's just so much more translatable, you know, to the way we like operate in real life, you know, like we see it. You can like copy and paste stuff and it looks like an actual real paper like you would, but obviously the font is very structured, but
Yeah.
you know, it's similar to like what we do,
Yeah.
how we would like write stuff down on a piece of paper or whatever, or like cut images and like put them on, you know, a poster board or whatever. It's just more realistic looking nowadays, I guess. Whereas before it was just nothing but like text on like a black screen with like green text.
That's wild.
And they were generating whole ass reports with that stuff.
Yeah. So
And you actually had to know like equations to like put into the computer to like generate the results or whatever. Like that's crazy.
like coding and stuff.
Yeah.
Whoa. I used to know HTML back in the day, back in the MySpace days.
Did you though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Recite
I don't know
a
anything
formula.
now.
You don't remember any of them?
No.
Yeah.
Like I can kind of visually see it a little bit, like some things that I would do, like underline or bold or something, but I can't. Formatting a paragraph maybe. I just remember doing like my backgrounds and yeah, some other
I don't
stuff.
remember how we did any of that, honestly. It's like
I think that's so funny. I just decided to do that in high school because it was like so much fun.
complete empty space in my head.
Yeah, and the live journal, I remember adjusting that. That was fun.
But they were super basic though, right?
Yeah, those
Like,
were basic.
Yeah, because
They're very friendly.
I was like, I've never been good at memorizing formulas or anything like that.
Oh, I never memorized it. I just always had a page with me that I would refer to. I mean, there
Yeah.
was stuff that I knew
always had, like, a cheat
easily.
sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then things that I didn't remember, I would just go read it.
Yeah, and who programs those? Like, how does that? Oh, that's weird. I don't understand how computer coding works.
There's this app that I played with for a little bit that was teaching coding. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
But how do they code the code to generate whatever it is that you're making? You know, that stuff really blows my mind. I'm like, how?
It's
Like this little symbol means that it's going to do this, but
Yeah.
what makes that little symbol do that?
I think
like they're-
zeros and ones, right?
Yeah, yeah, and that I don't understand either.
Yeah.
Is it actual zeros? Because I know, like with remote signals, they're impulses. That makes sense to me
Yeah.
because they're like, boof, 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 you know, like
Yeah.
they're impulses. They're actual waves being sent out. But with like computer coding, I'm
So
like,
that's the
what?
same thing. It's zeros and ones that are doing the. So it's like it's either it's open or closed, and then a series of them mean something. And
Yeah.
so like there's words and letters and sentences, and like you can create things with those.
Yeah, and so what I'm trying to get at is like what makes that zero that we see functional in that manner, and that one functional. Like, how does that work? Is it electricity?
Yes.
What is it?
Yeah.
And so what the electricity like goes through a certain pattern and that generates that impulse, or what? How does that work? You know what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah.
I remember asking similar questions in my exercise physiology class. I'm like, what makes the SA node in the heart go?
Yeah.
And they had
it just does.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only explanation they had for me. And I was like, what? But like, how? And like, how? It's just all of a sudden it's there by itself, and it just like, it's like sends an electric signal to the heart. I don't get it. How does that happen?
Yeah. Is it from the brain?
No, that is the heart's brain.
Oh.
The SA node. Like, yeah. It's like the same material, I think, like, because it's like neurons, you know? They're electrical nerves. And they just fire. It's action potential. It's like sodium and potassium and, no, not chlorine. What is it? Sodium, potassium, and what's CH?
Chloride?
Chloride? I think it's chloride. I don't remember. But yeah, there's like 4 or 5, whatever, fundamental like elements that are utilized for these, they call them action potentials in nerves.
Yeah.
That like generate these impulses. And that's all it is. It's just like exchanges. That was one that I was like watching the other night. And it was the episode of Our Universe. It was
Yeah.
The elements. And like, yeah, they were, getting down to like the nitty gritty of obviously how like iron was generated in stars. And then when it's made there, then iron apparently is an energy sucker. So then that's what consumes or takes part in consuming the energy of a star, and it leads to the death of a star eventually.
Wow.
So it just becomes like a dense ball of like iron and just like freezes up.
Wow.
Yeah. And then sometimes, I don't know what factors play into it, but then sometimes it becomes a supernova. Just like blows up. And then that material goes off into the universe, and that's what creates other stuff. And then there's like tons of iron in our systems, and that's how a lot of animals navigate the globe, is through magnetism, because the iron
It's
in their
naturally in there.
brains is like directing them to the poles, because
That's
there's
cool.
magnetic poles at the poles.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what?
Yeah, that's wild.
But it was like, the way that they like display it is obviously like really artistic, and very appealing, and just like they show the atoms like forming and stuff, and I'm just like, what?
And then they're also
That's
not
all it
there.
is.
That's wild.
And it's just like this like creation, destruction, creation, destruction, creation, destruction, at least within the closed model of like the known universe. It's just like, how? Why is this happening? What is it about these like particulate individual substances that cause them to do these things?
Jesus.
And then they just like come together, and then they separate, and they come together, and they separate, come together. It's like, why?
Love.
Anyways, so that's
Thanks for
fun to freak
joining
out
us.
about. Man, I got so freaked out the other night. Oh, it was wild. But I didn't have to call an Uber. I could still drive myself.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
I really love that.
It's amazing. Yeah, no matter what, I can still drive myself. I might have to pull over if I go into like pure panic attack. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, you need to like pull over now. But that doesn't happen.
No.
Yeah. When that does, I'll tell you what does cause that is alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They can usually breathe out of a driving kind of
Yeah,
situation.
it's crazy. Now, obviously, yeah, okay, you can like be responsible about it. Sure, I'm not trying to like completely knock it.
No, if you
I'm just
feel different,
knocking-
you drive different.
I'm
I
just
saw an ad
knocking
recently.
the idea of like the normalization of it, you know, and it's just like okay to talk about
It's
so
not
openly. You
good.
know?
It's a terrible product.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
It's like I was just openly like an alcoholic too for the longest time, you know, just
Yeah.
like getting hammered like all the time, and people were just like, "Oh, I remember those days." I'm just like, well, I was so convinced that those days were never going to end for me for a
Yeah.
while. You know, I was like, "No, this is what I do. This is what I have fun doing."
That's what people do. That's
Yeah.
what people like. That's what 40-year-olds do. That's what
Yeah.
50-year-olds do. Like
Yeah.
they are doing that actively. It's freaking
That's crazy.
wild.
And then one day where it's all just going to stop.
Yep.
We're just going to go black. Just kidding. I don't know.
Y'all are good
I don't
with
know what
it.
happens after we die. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing, just like everyone else. Okay.
I'm okay. That'd be wild if I just panicked on screen.
Goodbye. Try to be like one of those awkward photos where they catch you with your eyes closed. That was good.